Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Torchtales, Stories Behind the Hood. I'm your host, Frank Vargas, aka Traveling Frankie. Here I am in kind of my neck of the woods, meaning South Florida, only 10-15 minutes from where I call home. Someone that I've met through kind of social media, but then because of social media, he came to one of the events that we put together for the American Welding Society. It was one of the section meetings we had at McFadder School. And he happens to be a welder, Navy veteran, works for the Broward County as well. He's been in the metal craft for many, many years, probably before even I thought about anything metal, but we're gonna get to know Ed Jacobsen. Ed, thank you for saying yes. So I reached out the other day. I kind of look like a little kid. It's not me. I am small, but the chair keeps going down, just so you guys know. And he's taller than me. Let me see if I can fix that again. There we go. Now I feel like an adult. Ed, so I want to say thank you because I reached out the other day, a couple of days ago, and I said, hey, I'm going to be home for just about a day and a half or so. And I asked, hey, I would love to hear your story for a couple of reasons. Not only because you are metal fab welder, because you're a Navy veteran, and I love that whole transition of someone that goes and thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Someone that goes out there and puts their country first and then come back and just see it's the chair just keeps coming down. It's all good. Dude. So Ed, let's go back usually how I do these things. Where are you from?
Originally I was born in California.
Oh, okay.
I lived there till I was about 5 years old.
All right.
And, my father was transferred to Hawaii, so I ended up growing up in Hawaii from the ages of 5 to 10.
Really?
And I got
which island?
Oahu.
Okay, I was just there late last year.
Yeah.
The
island of Oahu, lived in Kailua, and some of my best childhood memories are in hanging out with my dad, sailboating.
Oh, that had to be awesome.
And playing like a little kid, hiking a lot and beach. So at 10 years old, we moved to Boca Raton, and I lived there till my mom still lives in the house that I grew up in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
wow.
I go and take care of her every now and then. Every Friday and Saturday.
Gotcha.
We go up and visit and take care of things that she needs to do. A little honeydew list she makes.
Of course.
Right. And
but that's a weird, I guess not a weird transition. I was gonna say California to Hawaii, but I guess it's just 3 hours. On the other coast, pretty much. It's so easy from once you're there. So what made your family move to Hawaii? Or, why that decision? Do you even know why?
My father was a CPA, Certified Public Accountant.
Okay.
And he worked for a very large construction company.
Got it.
And back in, during the 60s, you had the Vietnam going on. All right, so the construction company that he worked for was building runways and stuff like that in for Thailand and in and around that area.
Gotcha.
So he was running bags of cash money on the military ops and paying the construction crews, and so the company that he worked for at that time was called Dillingham, and so they bought another company here in Florida.
Okay, so that's what forced that other move.
Came over to here, and that company's name was Ocean Industries. So Ocean Industries was another real large company.
Gotcha.
And they were dredging up an ingredient, and if I get it wrong, he'll is in concrete.
Okay.
Is aragonite. Aragonite is the white that you
powder
mix.
stuff that you mix.
So they dredged up this island type thing.
Okay.
Out down in Bahamas area. So every time we would go down there to the island, it was you would take a military hop, not a military hop, but a hopper.
Okay.
Out of the Port of Miami.
Cape, gotcha.
Right, and you take off in the water and land in the water. And
So it seems like somehow everything that was happening was always close to the ocean or
Absolutely.
water related, right? You know, so California, Hawaii, Boca, Bahamas, like there was a lot of blue waters, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's so, and I'm jumping all over the place already,
That's
but
right.
it's that growing up now as a teenager here in South Florida, Boca. I'm still going to call Boca South Florida. How was that? How were those years growing up in South Florida?
Okay, so in the 70s was the 70s, so let's leave it like that. I was not really I hated school. I hated going to school.
Okay.
I hated any authority.
And you joined the Navy, but we're going to get to that.
We'll
Okay.
get to that. It's
Yeah.
like there was a lot to that before I even joined the Navy.
Gotcha.
It was like I went to private schools.
Okay.
You know, I went to a school in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's right, because you guys, you know, your dad was a CPA, so you guys had money. The barrel's full of money. Now I'm tying things together. You know.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there wasn't. I didn't live everything that I possibly could want. I would not really get type deal, but
it was possible.
Like, it was possible.
Got
you know,
it.
Just you had to do the work.
Of course.
You know.
So growing up as a teenager here, you know, just having, I guess, access to a lot of other things that maybe other kids didn't have.
Right.
The luxury of being somewhat cultured, already travel somewhat by the time you're a teenager. How was that versus your peers of that age? How was that in that area?
Well, I wasn't a jock, right? I
Okay.
wasn't a jock. I wasn't a rah-rah or anything like that. I was like the, you know, I don't want to say doper, but, you know, I was, you know, you just hang out, man.
It's that California thing.
It's like right? No, so that was like Hawaii and all that kind of stuff.
There you go.
But, so growing up, the school that I went to in Fort Lauderdale, like there was a first sculpture that I ever made was in this art class was you know, pick a medium and do it, right? You know, so there was, you know, spools of wire and this and staple guns and, you know, all kinds of stuff.
So was there actually welding? There was welding machines? It was just glue them together somehow.
I was probably only about 11, 12, 13 years old, props.
Okay.
And so I wadded this thing up, and then I visioned what it would be, and that's what I said it was.
Okay.
So,
interesting.
I don't know.
So when you were at school and, you know, they said, hey, here's all that crap and make something out of that, did that actually spark something of what you thought you wanted to be, or that spark was a very short memory and then you moved on to other things and then you came back full?
What brought me to it was like when I worked at another school in Boca, Alden Academy. They were building an emergency escape stairway, right? So everything was stick welded.
Gotcha.
You know, and they warned us, don't watch the art.
Of course, yeah.
Right ever. And what was really cool was, you know, you see the sparks and you see this stuff flying down, and it's like, oh, fire school, right? And but the welding rod stubs that were all over the place, it was like, you know, looking at it, I'm like, you know, examining it, and like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Now to get that to look like, you know, so that
to look like something,
right. It got me into, you know, wanting to learn a little bit more about welding.
So at this age, you're what, 16, 17, 18?
Probably about 15.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're looking at this leftovers.
Yeah.
And that struck another spark. And then did you finish high school?
Yes, absolutely.
You did. Well, it makes sense for you to join and go, right?
So what happened there was they put me back in. My parents put me in public school,
Gotcha.
and so I did middle school, and then from middle school I went to high school, 1 year in high school and public school, then I went to a private school again, with suit and tie, not suit, but the tie and all that.
That's a change in itself.
Yeah, it was.
Probably you hated it. Probably.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And it was like I said, I would rebel against it. It was a class clown.
You got all this freedom, and now you got to be all this uppity.
Right. And
Now, in high school, aside from these things, was there actually a welding program in any one of these schools?
No.
No.
That's when I was into Boca Academy. It was like I was a class clown. I was always getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And there was this particular guidance counselor. Rest her soul. So Cheryl Lombard.
Okay.
Was her name. And she ended up working on public schools after
Gotcha.
the academy closed up. But she would call me into the office, or I was sent to the office.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she's like asking, like, what would you like to do? It's like you're not going to go to college.
Yeah.
I can see that right now. And
I don't know much, but I know this.
Not that there's anything wrong with
By
pumping
not going.
gas. Yeah. But do you want to pump gas the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Because before that time, you would go to a service station, ding ding. And
that's right. Yeah, there was a full service kind of thing.
I'm
Yeah.
64, right?
Yep.
So anyway.
Look how far I made it. Yeah.
Right. So
Alrighty.
there was she had worked it out with the headmaster and other people, and at this time there was a vocational school starting up in Boynton Beach,
Okay.
South Technical Educational Center,
Gotcha.
and so I was able to go to there, and that's what continued my stuff, and also in my Sunday school there was this guy, Bill Mayer, and he was a salesperson. He sold welding products and all that kind of stuff, and he took me to my first American Welding Society dinner, right?
Really?
So, man, we ate good, man. It was like,
Hey.
it was like at a country club, and so I did that for.
So he took you as you were part of a student chapter. He brought you as a guest.
As a guest.
He was trying to just expose you to the industry, to another level of the industry.
Right, like I was saying with the tree, like
the branching out.
Yeah, if you don't do it well here, you can do his.
So many other things.
Or you can do what I do.
Exactly.
And I work in, and you can come work with me. Right. So I ended up not doing that, but I did do 2 years of
the vocational school.
Vocational school,
but were you actually doing welding at the vocational school? Did you pick that out of everything you saw, or they said you should have fire in your hands? Yeah.
No fire, not yet. Right. And I went in originally for marine and small engine.
Okay.
And marine and small engine, if there's a lot of technical stuff that you need.
It's a lot of moving parts, literally.
A lot of more parts, a lot of more theory and machine work. A lot more concentration needed. Yeah. No, I'm gonna, so I didn't drop out. They put me in another class.
Gotcha.
It was tool room management. All right. So
they were just playing chess with you, let's see what
keep you as a student.
Yep.
And so then the following 3 years I did it in the welding, and I started with the oxidacetylene in the booth there.
Gotcha.
And then from there I went to arc welding.
Gotcha.
And I didn't.
By now you are definitely around 17 or so, give or take, right?
17.
Gotcha. And still, now you have been exposed to a few of the different sparks. You're still not thinking Navy?
Well, they had the recruiter come to the school.
Okay.
My senior year.
Gotcha.
But before that is there was a couple of people that were in like the reserves and stuff in that class, and they would go out for the the reserve time, and they would come back, and the instructor, Mr. Schmidt, suggested that, hey, you better, you know, hook up with this guy and see if you'd like to, you know, join the Army or
Gotcha, yeah.
whatever, or National Guard or whatever.
Yeah.
And so,
They'll pay for these, they'll pay for that, and you come out with something too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the recruiter, they came to the school, and the Navy recruiter, you know, I'm 17, and I had to have my parents sign
Of course.
all the papers and all that kind of stuff. But he sold the Navy to me, man. He was
Really?
like, you sign here, and we'll send you to you got an A school. Your A school will be, you know, in welding. So right after boot camp, you're gonna go to A school, and you're gonna learn damage control. You know, like if you're fire control,
Yeah.
damage control, flooding, and also they had a welding program. So, and after that was in where was that one, in Philadelphia.
So your first deployment was Philly.
First deployment was boot camp in Orlando.
Oh, well.
And,
I don't even consider that one deployment. It's 3 hours from here. But I'm just kidding, yeah.
It was hot as fuck, man. It was like pretty hot. So yeah, first deployment was
Gotcha.
A school up
Okay.
in Philadelphia, and got a lot of you know, a lot of free time. Plus, you know, you're still learning your trade.
Yeah.
I still knew how to weld and all that kind of stuff, so I had a little step up on some of the other people.
Got it.
The firefighting is pretty scary stuff. You know, you just really get your adrenaline.
I bet, yeah.
And so
And how long were you in it?
in the Navy,
Yeah.
4 years.
Gotcha. And did
3
you?
years, 7 months, and 11 days. 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how many minutes and seconds, right?
We'll work it out. I'll pull out the paperwork.
While you were there, outside of the U.S., did you travel anywhere?
From Philadelphia, you get a dream sheet. All right, they give you a dream sheet. Where would you like to be stationed? And all
Okay.
of that. So I said Japan. You know, I want to go to Japan. So I went to.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Just
Someone
to get
told
out of
you.
the States.
Really?
Get out of the States and
Okay.
see the world.
All right.
But they didn't tell me it was SEA, right? Right.
Oh, back in yeah. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. And
All right. So how long were you there?
I was in Japan for 2 years,
Gotcha.
and I got to see Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand.
So now you're 18, 19 in that range.
I had my 18th birthday in boot camp.
All right.
Not recommended. Not recommended to have your birthday in boot camp.
So right, I can only imagine all the things that he had to go through as a celebration.
Right.
So now here you are, California, Hawaii, Boca, Bahamas, Orlando, Philly, and now, bam, Japan. So all you've known is the U.S., our culture, everything what America has. What was the biggest thing when you got there? You go like, holy shit. What was the biggest thing that really impacted you, I guess?
How clean the place is.
How clean?
Yeah, really clean.
Yeah.
Japan is really clean.
Yes.
Singapore, totally different. I mean, really, there's no cigarette butts on the ground.
Yeah,
It's very clean. The culture is very polite.
Yep.
And there is like certain things that you do not do in other countries.
Yeah, it's that's I've always you are one of those that have been lucky enough to travel and have been able to compare. How I've always said this. We still live in the greatest country in the world.
Amen.
Right?
You see the flag?
I know. I saw that. There's still so many other things that we can do better, that other countries do better than us.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And taking care of your neighborhood, your city, your states, being clean, being all of that, it's things that we can learn from many other countries out there. But hey, don't get it twisted. This is still the shit here. Now you come back. Now you are 22 give or
the
take?
ship that I was on was the flagship.
Okay.
Okay, so you had the admiral aboard.
Okay.
So every port, every good port we went to.
Got
The
it.
ship that I was on, the Oklahoma City, was being decommissioned. So I rode the ship
Back?
through the states. I rode it to, Hawaii,
Okay.
and then into California. We went in. I don't remember the particular
Port.
I know going into, we had an ammo offload in San Francisco, but on the way, if you could shoot it, then you don't have to unload it.
Holy crap! Really?
We were shooting. All
Talk
kinds
about
of,
our tax dollars are worth, people.
it didn't come from me. I do not
No,
endorse right.
It's like that movie. I can remember where they say, "You think an actual toilet costs $10,000?" There you go. That's funny. But now you come back. You're 22. You have a lot more experience than most of your peers.
Then I got stationed in Mayport.
Oh, okay.
Which is in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And then from Jacksonville, I got to see this side of the world.
Gotcha.
I got to see, you got to play it right. They give me another dream sheet in Japan, because your ship's going to get decommissioned.
Yeah.
Where would you like to go?
I
want to come back to Florida.
Yeah.
I've seen this side of the world, whatever. And, sometimes I get into the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. I could have went over, and it's called crossing over, and go into the flagship still in the Orient.
Yeah.
But I chose to pick Mayport, and I got to see down in Guadalupe, Montserrat, down in here, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Then we went North Atlantic and
Nice.
Went to England, and all those places over. And the same thing up there. It's clean, clean, clean.
Yeah. That's so awesome, man.
Other than Puerto Rico, because when you're in Puerto Rico, they had the rum factory, right?
Oh yeah,
So
Bacardi. Yeah.
It's like when there wasn't a lot of wind and stuff, all that smell of the burning of sugar and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. No, it's an acquired taste. Let's just call it that way. Now, when you come back in your 20s and now you're done, you served, and did you have an idea exactly what you wanted to do, or you started looking to see if something else clicked?
No, I went right back. I jumped right back into welding.
Really?
I went back to South Tech, and they had the ICE program, where as a veteran you can go in and they would. You were still getting college or whatever degrees, hours, and you would be like a work deal. So I'm getting paid from a company, Aerodry. I don't know if they're still in business or anything like that. They're in Delray, and so I work for them. But being an ex-military, they hire you back at the place of your last employment.
I see.
So I went back to work at Kmart. Kmart is no longer.
Yeah.
So I went and was stock and cashier in the automotive department, but also had worked in this place manufacturing golf carts.
Oh, okay.
Before I went into the military. No,
So-
after I went into the military. Holy shit.
After?
Yeah, after I went into the military, I went into. It was like after Aerodry.
Gotcha.
Started,
So I'm sure there was some MIG involved on that.
everything was MIG.
Yeah.
When the,
Yeah.
And I ended up welding up, fixtures.
Got it.
Fixtures and sub-assembly parts, stacking them, making sure you got your numbers right and all that kind of stuff. It was like go.
Yeah.
Go,
It's assembly line. It's assembly line.
Yeah.
They got to get out. Now you are working somewhat on the field that you started, that it clicked with you, on and off in different companies. And along with that, based on what you shared earlier, at some point you also started a family. So you have kids?
Yeah, I have, my wife has a daughter from a previous marriage. And then we have a daughter that is just turned 29, so it's like, yeah, I'm old, right? So, yeah, she's 29.
Yeah. What, you looking back just to see if
No,
you
I
get it
thought I
right or
heard
get it
click.
wrong?
Yeah, no, she'd come back.
Yeah. I'm 28. All right, and how, I know that you work for this city now, so
County.
the county, I'm sorry, Broward County, yes. Make sure we get it right?
Right.
You know, now we'll have, you know, the next city or the next state, you know, just, you know, what the hell? For the 2 viewers that might be watching this, right? How did you start working for the county?
Okay,
And how long have you been working for the county?
27 years.
Holy crap, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
told you, I'm old, man.
I didn't want to
So-
say it, I'm glad you're saying it. Who am I to insult
So,
our elders?
Yeah. So the way that worked out was I was working at a place called Park Structures, and we were manufacturing playground equipment. It was a worldwide distributor of playground equipment.
Gotcha.
Metal frames.
Yeah, and
These
then
frames
they
here
they
are
put the
coated,
foam or whatever cover
plastic,
stuff.
hard
Yeah, yeah.
plastic. So if the holes weren't lined up, so they would throw them away. I said, "Good." So anyway, I had some vacation time,
Okay.
so I took my vacation, and the Broward County had at that time was called an application of interest card. It was like a postcard.
Okay.
So you fill out what you want, what kind of. So I wrote welding, and you drop it in the night slot.
Huh.
And so they send the card to you, because it's like it has a stamp on it, right? And it says that come in and do an interview.
Gotcha.
So I went and did the interview, and then from the interview you go to you do a physical and
Of course.
criminal background check.
Yeah.
And all that. And then somebody else that I knew that worked for the county, they would say, "Dude, if they're doing that, you're in.
Yeah.
All you got to do is
Pass those things. Yeah.
Right?
Make sure that you're no criminal and that you're not going to die on the first day at work.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
Just
you're not
common
gonna-
sense.
you're
Yeah.
gonna- Yeah, you're not going to.
Yeah. Hey, we just lost the first guy. He's out. Yeah.
Next.
Yep. And 27 years. Are you doing the same thing that you started doing? Is it pretty much the same thing? And what is it that you do?
I work at the Highways and Bridge Maintenance Department, which is part of Public Works, and I work on their heavy equipment.
Okay.
Their bulldozers. But back 27 years ago, it was kind of a different pace. I mean, we were more into building roads and
Okay.
doing bridges and stuff like
So
that.
because most of that infrastructure is already done.
It's now we're more of a maintenance,
Correct.
and if there's because of certain new laws and stuff like that, we're only
Yeah.
allowed to do so much of. So my thing now is like maintenance. I'll go and repair or assist with guardrail repair, hand railings and stuff like that. I still help.
So you are actually doing welding?
I am still doing welding, yeah.
Okay. And working for the county, doing welding, is there a lot of red tape? Is there a lot of stuff? Or is there CWIs coming in, checking stuff? Or
Not really,
no?
The, the only is like getting your parts is basically like
That's the bottleneck.
because it's got to go to too many
The
people.
procurements and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I just kind of.
By the way, guys, this episode is sponsored by no one. No one. I'm just drinking water. All right. Now, working for the county for 27 plus years, has it gotten better or worse when it comes to the processes and dealing with the whole BS that sometimes comes with working with someone like that, aside from getting the parts and stuff like that?
Has it gotten what?
Is it easier or better? You know, has technology helped on what you guys do? Has the processes?
The machinery is a lot better than what it was when I was, you know, I was able to purchase a lot back in the day. Was, you know, purchasing brand new iron workers and you know, no more of the, you know, old-fashioned bandsaw type.
Gotcha.
You know, hurry up and, you know, sit and watch a thing cut.
Yeah.
You know,
Watching
cut
paint
it,
dry.
bend
Yeah.
it, you know, whatever. You know, I got different kind of press brakes and stuff like that. The welding part is basically I do stick welding in the field. I do stick welding sometimes in the shop.
Okay.
A lot of it's MIG, spool gun, aluminum on different things.
Okay.
I still design certain attachments that go onto the
Gotcha.
trucks. I've built I don't know how many different for mosquito control. I built this big tanker type deal with and then their trailer. I repurposed a trailer that they could have, or they were thinking about auctioning off, and we needed something to
Do the next kind of things.
Strip it down, and then, you know, well, whatever.
White canvas and
right.
Yeah.
And I did that with another trailer that they were going to do. I used it for you just level out the whole deal with, and now they can run their guardrail and all that kind of stuff on it.
Now, does someone like the city or the county, do they actually put you guys to training and or they see you, you've already been through school, they know that, and it's like, hey, here's the thing, show me, all right, cool, go.
They have different programs that they will pay for your school as long as you keep a certain grade
Got
level.
it. Okay.
Like I think it's like 80% or something like that.
Gotcha.
I did back probably maybe 10 years ago or something like that, maybe even more than that. I don't know. The high school, Northeast High School,
Okay.
had a adult educational program at night,
Gotcha.
and the county said that they would pay me extra money if I had
An extra certificate or something, yeah.
right? Another
paper.
And but I was showing, I'm saying here I'm certified here, I'm certified here at the different
processes or whatever.
Yeah, Norfolk Naval Shipyard.
Gotcha.
And all these different shipyards and different schools. This is, you know, it's recognized by the American Welding Society. Blah blah blah. Here's the codes. No, we need you to do this. Okay, not a problem.
Hey.
So I'll go to school. And I went to Northeast, got another, it's like 4G.
Gotcha.
I never could get pipe, man.
Really?
No,
Yeah. Hey.
I get spacey, man. I get halfway to this.
All right. At least you know your strength. Where are we right now?
We're probably ready to retire.
Okay.
As you can see, I do.
Yeah, we are in his backyard, his shop, his metal man cave. That's what.
it, man.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call
Yeah.
it. Anything you can think of that one might need in our trade, it's here. That's it.
My hashtag is bend, twist, and roll.
Yeah, that's right. Now that you mentioned that, what is your Instagram tag?
Ed's Ironworks. Is one word. Ed's Ironworks.
And I'm gonna say this, and don't take offense to this. And I want you to. So for the most part, someone from your era, from your age bracket, let's say it that way, is not so into social media, or sometimes they don't understand it enough. But you are very active. You follow, you watch, you like, you support, you share. Why is that?
Because you learn from somebody else. You got to remain teachable. I like the different ideas. I get direct messages from friends of mine that dude, check this one out, you know, and they'll be sending me different pieces of metal art that either it functions and stuff like that, blows flames,
Yeah, right.
or, you know, whatever. And pretty cool stuff, you know, and
Yeah, I know. I'm actually giving you kudos because, you know, sometimes in this industry, of course, there's a lot of more people either retiring, people from your era, your age bracket, that sometimes put down things like social media, whatever, this or that, and not knowing the power that it has to keep learning when it's used the right way. We all know anything used the wrong way can kill you, right? But I give you kudos because definitely I love to see someone that is always willing to learn, to look at the latest trend, whatever that is, and just pick up ideas from it. So definitely, the reason why I asked and the way I drafted that question, it was just to give you kudos because definitely you're never done learning, right? You know, until you die. All right, just one of the lights is falling because the wind is picking up, and which is a nice break. So how long have you been here?
I've been at this house for 33 years.
33 years.
Yeah.
And since you moved in, you always said, I'm going to need a shop in the back.
The shop was here.
Oh, the shop was here?
Yeah.
From somebody else?
Yeah, the guy that lived here before, the Grotz was their last name. They were, their in-law or brother and sister type deal.
Yeah.
Lived across the street. They sold their house first.
Okay.
And so he was like very.
Yeah.
They needed, you know, I want to go to Carolinas there, and where she was going, and so they were very motivated to sell the home, which worked out very well for me.
Yep.
You know.
So when you came in and you saw a man cave, a shop, or whatever it is,
saw the shop.
You're like
a built-in china cabinet for the wife, and it's like, so okay.
You got your thing, I got my thing.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, being here for 33 years, working for the county for 25, 27, being, you know, working with metal for so long, what would be one thing that you would tell a up-and-coming metal artist, metal fabrication guy, someone that just wants to get into welding? What would be the approach you would tell them to take if they wanted to see what this industry is all about?
Just do it, right? No, it's like
that sounds like the Nike.
Right? No,
yeah.
Okay. You know, just don't get frustrated. You know, just like think it out, work it out. You know, draw it out. If you can't see it, draw it out. And you know, when in doubt, lay it out is a good motto that I
when in doubt, lay it out. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work on paper and you can't see it, you can't build it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and I've said that to my director at work. It's like I can't see it. And it used to drive somebody at American Metal, because I also worked at another place called American Metal.
Okay.
Where we were doing you know, spiral staircases,
Gotcha.
custom railing, you know, high-end homes in Bonaventure and Weston and Boca West, and you know, big money homes.
Got
it. So anyway, it's just like, in most everything that I've ever learned in welding, I still use. You know, it's all back in there. You know, all your layouts and all your stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the industry changes all the time.
The tool itself might change, but you are so right.
Yeah. And I just bought this thing. I'm not going to plug it, but because he might get pissed off. But it's like, you know, the Picket Master, dude. This thing is like freaking, you know.
No.
It's
shout out to Salt City. What is it?
Yeah, Salt City.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Yeah.
Dude, this thing is like, you know, anything you want to lay out. It's like, it doesn't have to be, you know, railing or anything like that. It could be anything.
Yep.
And now he's selling it with just 3 points to find the center.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, you know,
you know what's amazing about something like that is that once you have it, once you see it, you go like,
dude, how easy
This is so simple, and how easy is this? But none of us came up with it.
No, and
So-
I still have the formula in my head
Yeah.
how to lay something out. you
Yeah.
know. If it's the code's 4 inches in Broward County, and probably Palm Beach it was six inches. But you know, I had the formula in my head, and I could.
Yeah.
But you were doing all that.
I know.
And on paper and scratching and all that
Yeah.
kind of shit, and then you lay it out. Oh crap! That's the spacing isn't right. And then so now you just
You
throw
do
it
the first
back
one, and
into it.
bam. Yep.
Right, I have it at work. It's probably a lot of the tools at work that I have there that I want to keep. I should probably start bringing home. A good friend of mine says, "Dude, you need to start bringing them."
I
home."
know.
So,
See?
anyway,
Well, there you go.
remain teachable. Don't get frustrated. There's some things you just like. You can't get frustrated with yourself.
That's so well said, and I want to thank you again for taking the time in your backyard, your personal time, just to sit with me and share a little bit of your story. How you got into it. Why you do what you do, why you've done, and your travels from serving. For this country and everything else that you've experienced. Definitely, a lot of kudos and thank you for also staying in the craft that a lot of people sometimes don't understand and they just look down into because they still have that stigma.
Dirty.
They have that stigma. I was like, you should be wearing the overalls and you should look black covering smog. Like, come on, guys, it's a new world. But thank you very much for the support. You always support the channel as well, and Torchtales and the company I work for, Uniweld, as well. And when I got here, I saw my sticker in one of the chairs. So definitely, in fact, watch this. This is how organic this is. Because I saw it here. There's a sticker.
there, man.
Yep, see? I pay attention. Sorry. But this is how that works. Ed, thank you so much, brother.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. Guys,
for your time.
I hope you guys learned something from someone else. Someone like, it could be you, it could be me. And again, I keep saying this. The welding industry has so many avenues, and I love the way he explained it earlier. It's just a branch, right? And you just keep branching off into all these different things. So if he can do that, if I can do what I do, then so can you. Just stay on it, go for it, and see what happens. Thank you guys for watching Torchtales. I'll see you on the next one with somebody else. Because like I keep saying, if they keep saying yes, who am I to say no?